Over the last couple of years, Unparallel have been developing their range and bringing shoes out at a pretty rapid rate. The latest of these is the Orbit, and this is a shoe that we maybe didn't expect from Unparallel, and it's very different to pretty much everything else that's come onto the market in recent times. It's incredibly aggressive and it's incredibly stiff. When you first look at the Orbit, you could be mistaken into thinking it was very similar to the Cubit, which we reviewed a few months ago. Even though their appearance are the same and some of the features visually look the same, this shoe, the Orbit, couldn't be more different from its little brother, the Cubit. Straight away, there's some really big differences with the Orbit compared to the Cubit. Firstly, in the Orbit, it's a two-part sole construction. This means that the way the shoe acts is totally different from the Cubit's single sole unit. What Unparallel have tried to do here, and have done it successfully, is give you a really stiff front end to the boot, giving you stiff edging power, and then a much softer, more malleable back of the shoe. This combination is quite unique and something quite different to Unparallel shoes, but works incredibly well for the Orbit and what it's trying to achieve. On the top of the shoe, the Orbit has the same toe patch as the Cubit, so visually it looks very similar to that Cubit shoe. But it's what's under the toe patch where the big difference comes. The Orbit has a very aggressive, deep toe box. This means that your feet are really crimped up into the end in that really toe down angle. This toe box, combined with the stiff front end of the shoe, just gives you this incredibly aggressive downturn edging power, meaning that you can stand on really small, sharp edges, whether that's on limestone or rhyolite or any of those other more edgy rock types. When it comes to the closure on the Orbit, it's just a nice, simple, single power strap. And this works well. It locks your foot down and into that aggressive toe box. At the back of the shoe, the heel unit is actually very different to what we've seen on other Unparallel shoes before. It's sort of bigger and deeper, but it's actually quite soft and has this really nice textured system that allows you just to grip onto those slightly precarious heel hooks. In general, Unparalled's rubber are very highly regarded within the climbing community, particularly with that heritage right back to 510 stealth rubber. And RH is the stiffer of Unparalled's compounds and suits this shoe really well. There is no doubt that the Orbit has a unique feature set with that really deep toe box, really stiff sole unit and big deep heel. So where have I been using this? Well, I found that it's suited definitely steeper, more edgy rock types, whether that's in North Wales or the Lake District. And then when it comes to the indoor environment, this is actually a great board shoe for training harder on steep angles and when you really need to step on those pinpoint edges. The rubber on this shoe is 3.5 millimeters thick. That, combined with a stiffer midsole, means that this is down the less sensitive end of the spectrum, which isn't so good for jumping around on big indoor volumes. But when it comes to really precise edging or standing on little spikes, it does the job really well. When it comes to fit, this is definitely at the wider end of the spectrum, particularly within the Unparallel range. Also, the volume across the whole shoe is quite deep. It's got a big, deep toe box, meaning that your toes need to get into the end of the shoe and knuckled up. It's also got quite a deep heel, meaning that you sit nice and low in the shoe. All in all, to get this fit exactly right, this is definitely a shoe that you want to try on before you buy. When it comes to sizing, I'm a UK 8 street shoe and I've been wearing the Orbit in a UK size 8. So all credit to Unparallel there. They've actually created a ratio system that sort of makes sense. With its big, deep toe box and its really stiff front sole unit, plus the two-part construction, this is a shoe that's pretty unique within Unparalled's range. And all credit to Unparallel, they're experimenting with features on this shoe and have created an unusual combination. It's actually a very effective shoe at particular aspects of climbing. And I wouldn't say the Orbit is your go-to shoe that you're going to wear all the time, but it probably is the shoe that you didn't realise you needed.